What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this live stream, we're going to be talking about trail cameras. I hope you guys follow along. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another live stream, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for joining in. If you guys are watching the replay, there will be timestamps down in the description, so you can just scroll right to that time frame to watch from there on a specific topic that we're talking about. So if you guys are in the live stream now, if you could please do me a favor and share this live stream with a few friends, get them involved. We stream live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as I'm going to get set up here, allow some people to join the live stream, get the chat rolling. Hopefully you guys, are chatting with each other, and we can have a good live stream this afternoon. So right now, I'm going to get the chat popped out here so I can see all your comments. Got that. Got that there. And it looks like we are live. Hopefully we have audio. We had some audio issues 2 weeks ago. That looks like it's working. So yeah. So what's up, guys? How was your weekend? Leave a comment. Let me know how your weekend went. What's up, hunting and stuff with J&J? City sticker on board. What's up, Chris? Richard, what's up? Mike from Michigan. Hey Dave, hope you're doing well. Doing great. Chad, what's up, brother? Hope all is well. Doing good. So this past weekend for myself, I actually went out to Pennsylvania and to one of my leases there, and a friend of mine, Chris, was actually, I believe, in the live stream. We went ahead and spread lime, pelletized lime, 3,000 pounds over top of a food plot with a 100-pound ATV spreader. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer a period of time, but it actually only took a little bit less than 2 hours. So we spread 3,000 pounds of lime. We're actually going back this weekend to spread more lime as well. Just trying to get that pH, up to about a 6.0, 6.2, and then eventually over the course of a year or year and a half or something, we can get it close to a 6.5 to 6.8. Just depends on the available funds that we have available. So right now, that's where we're at. The pH currently was at a 5.0, so we went ahead and spread 3,000 pounds. Actually, I think it was like 3,500, but we're getting that rolling, and we're going back this weekend to do the same thing. What's up, Chad? My slice of heaven outdoors. How are you doing tonight? Doing good. Still have a little cough. Yes. What's up, SJ Outdoors? I received my Groundhog Max yesterday. Mike, that's awesome. Hopefully you have good success with it. I love mine. I'll probably be using mine here in the next, I'd say 3 weeks, maybe to a month. What's up, Richard? How you doing, buddy? So, hopefully you guys have a good weekend. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully you guys are feeling good. Tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about trail cameras and how they can actually fool you. I had a situation. First of all, trail cameras are excellent. They're an excellent piece of, they're an excellent tool to give you some information on any piece of property. Depending on how you use them or what you're using them for, but they can give you a rough idea of the deer that's using your property and all wildlife, really. Predators, turkeys, deer, bear, whatever it is that you're trying to get pictures of. They can be a great tool, to scout on your land. With that, there's no better option than to actually be there in the woods and see for your own eyes and hunt your own property and put feet on the ground. Trail cameras are just that little extra, tool that we can use to help assist that. And the reason they can fool you, one of the reasons was this past hunting season. I was hunting a piece of property. I think it was like 275 acres, and I put a trail camera, 5-point trail camera, on a deer trail in an area. It was kind of like two ridges come down with a stream on it, and it looked like an excellent area for deer to travel through with bedding and food source and the two ridges kind of coming together. So found a nice deer trail coming through, put a trail camera up, and I kind of monitored it through the summer and actually into the early fall. And I would let it go for about a month or so, and I would go there, check the camera, pull the card, check it on my phone or check it on a computer, and it was very few pictures. I'm talking maybe 10 pictures, 15 pictures out of a month. And I'm like, man, this spot sucks. I'm not going to hunt this spot just because I'm not getting any pictures. It looked like a good spot. The trail looked like a fairly used deer trail. It's just that I wasn't really getting a lot of pictures. So we went later into the fall, end of October, early November. And I said, you know what? And at that time, I was actually on vacation. I take the first 2 weeks in November off every year to hunt the rut. So the first week I spent in Maryland hunting. The second week, actually, I spent with Jeff from Antler Grow down in their test facility in Florida. I spent the other week there. So in that first week, I said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and hunt this spot. I didn't hunt it because the trail camera pictures sucked. I didn't get really a whole lot of pictures that I thought I was going to get. So when I actually hunted that area, I was blown away by the amount of deer that were in there using it, but they just weren't walking in front of the camera. Even though I had that camera on a trail that I thought the deer were using very heavily, come to find out they were actually using the other trails through there, and they just weren't passing in front of the camera. So I didn't harvest anything, but the amount of deer that were using that area was just mind-blowing compared to the trail camera survey, basically. So it fooled me. The trail camera fooled me. So trail cameras, again, are good to use, but don't let them fool you. Just because you're not getting pictures on the trail camera doesn't mean anything. The deer, you got to think that trail camera is only taking a small picture or detecting a small area compared to if the deer is 5 feet out of range or 10 feet out of range. The trail camera's not going to get it. So that's just one instance. I can go on for many more situations that I've had where trail cameras have actually fooled me. And I think that a lot of people are relying on trail cameras too much, and it's actually hurting their success, because if you put one camera in one area and you're relying on just what you pull off that card, and if you're not getting a lot of pictures and you don't hunt that area, could be making a big mistake, because if you're not physically there to see what's actually happening and see how the deer are actually using the trails, using your land, and so forth, you can be making a huge mistake. So again, I'm not discouraging anybody from using trail cameras, because I use the heck out of them. I love them. I think it's exciting to set a trail camera up, and wait that time, wait 2 weeks, wait a week or 3 weeks or a month, and it's exciting to go to that camera and pull the card and see what you have, because you're seeing what you're not seeing when you're not there, if that makes sense. You can't see anything if you're not there. So a lot of times, depending on the property, majority of your activity is at nighttime anyway. So you're seeing what's happening in the area throughout the night. And especially if you're using cellular trail cameras, like this one here, this one, it will actually send pictures to your phone wirelessly through cell phone towers. it's cool because you get it right on your phone. I've been getting pictures on my phone all day long of deer. There was a turkey. You know, so it's a cool cool thing to use. Jay Cone, hi Dave. All is well here in Florida. Got lots of work done Monday on the property. Awesome. Hunting and stuff with J&J. It's like everything else. Don't become too dependent on one thing. Yes, very true. Cameras are fun, but they don't see everything for sure. Yeah. I love using cameras, like I said, but you know, buy as many as you want, use them, but don't solely rely on one camera on your property. The other thing was recently I heard about something of somebody, it was like a TV celebrity or whatever, that was doing a trail camera survey, and they used like one trail camera or something on 100 acres and over top of a feed station, and they said that over top the feed station with one trail camera that they knew every deer that was in the area, and they had an accurate survey of the land, which I completely disagree with, because the fact is, studies shown that majority of deer don't use feed stations very often. So one trail camera on 100 acres is not going to tell you very much on that property. I mean, 100 acres is fairly, it's a fairly decent chunk of woods. So you would need, I don't care if you had 50 trail cameras on 100 acres, it's still not going to be able to tell you everything about that property. So again, trail cameras are very great, very good to use, but it's just like everything else. It has its purpose. It has its positives, and it has its negatives. You can get hunting with Preston. You can get in time range when the deer might be coming in. Yeah, you can get a general idea of what's going on. What I'm saying is, just because you don't get pictures in front of that camera doesn't mean anything. The deer could be just out of range by 5 feet or 10 feet, or coming from a different angle, the right or left, or from behind, or just not using that little small 50-foot area in your property. They just might not be using it, so you're missing out. So if you're relying on that trail camera, you're going to be fooled. So I think you could have a huge surprise if you actually just hunted that area and not just rely on that trail camera. Dave, no chance with that size property. Yeah. I didn't actually see it. It was somebody that was telling me about it, and I kind of read about it later on. But yeah, it was one feed station on 100 acres, one trail camera, and they said they knew everything about the property according to that camera. And it was I think it was just a way of promoting feed stations, which studies shown and tests shown and everything that deer, like I said, don't 100% use feed. Not all deer is going to use that feed station. Very rare that a mature buck will actually, use a feed station or come to a pile of corn or some bait or something like that. So one trail camera overlooking that is I completely disagree with. Hunting Antler goes, what we were talking about. Yes, 100%. Yep. We're talking about that Sunday, I believe. Hunting stuff with J&J. The biggest negative for me with trail cameras is they get stolen a lot if you don't put it high on a tree, like you said. Yes. I've had trail cameras stolen in the past. And one thing that I've found that will help prevent that is, I don't know if you guys use ladder sticks, to climb up to your hang-on stands, but a lot of times those ladder sticks are sectional, so they come in 4-foot sections. So if you're looking to put a trail camera out and you take that just one section, 4-foot section, strap it to that tree, put a hunter safety vest on, or whatever it is that you use. Climb that tree, climb that 4-foot section, strap yourself off, and mount that camera up in the tree, 8 feet, 10 feet, something like that, and just take it, and instead of having it like this on the tree, just angle it down toward the ground. It's not the best way to do it, because you're facing at a steep angle toward the ground, so you're not getting far out distances of motion. But if you spend $200 on a trail camera, and you mount it up high, it could prevent you from losing that trail camera. I just had 2 trail cameras stolen last year, on a small piece of property that I had permission to hunt on, and they got stolen. I bought them with my own money. I think it was like $250 that I lost. So if you just take your time and take that extra little effort, and just mount them high, you could prevent that issue. Not 100%, but it could help. Jason, if you only have, say, 2 to 3 trail cameras, where would you prioritize them? Scrape, food station, waterhole, heavy game trail, etc. I would kind of mix them up. If you have 3 cameras, you could put it on a feeding area where that the deer are feeding. You could put it on a waterhole in the summertime. But reality is, deer aren't going to focus in on that watering hole all the time, because they get a lot of water content from green and growing plants, from natural browse. So you just kind of have to be a little bit selective on it. I would put it on like a travel corridor between feeding and bedding. You could put it on a feeding area, a field, or that nice trail coming out to that field. But yeah, you just have to kind of, like you said, prioritize them in what you think on your property is the heaviest used area, whether it's a feeding area, a trail from bedding to feeding, a water hole. But that watering hole is not going to get a lot of attention, especially if you have a lot of natural browse and things like that on your property. Some areas are different. In Georgia, you can only bait in the southern zone. Now there is a proposal bill about baiting deer in the northern zone. If the bill is passed, this will help if the buck stops at the corn, because we have regulation that needs 4 or better on one side. Yeah, that would definitely help for sure. I used a covert cellular camera and a bear-proof box with a cable lock. Yeah. Spy Point has boxes as well. You can actually lag bolt them to the tree, wrap a cable around them, and put a padlock on it as well. So you kind of have 3 little areas of protection there. Huntinator, remember we were talking about having a bait station with camera on 2,000 acres. Every 100 acres had 47 different bucks of all sizes on trails that never went to a feed area, only eating browse. Yeah, we were talking about that Sunday, if I remember correctly. But yeah, like Jeff's saying, they put a bait station with a camera on 2,000 acres. Every 100 acres had 47 different bucks of all sizes on trails that never went to the feed area. That's what I was saying. If you read about it, do your own tests and studies, very few deer will hit a feed station, especially mature bucks. They're just not going to do it. They may hit it every now and then, but it's not going to be their highest priority area to feed on. Their natural instinct is to feed on natural browse, green and growing plants, or green and growing food plot. So feed stations, I guess, have their purpose in some areas, but you're not going to, very seldom will you ever get mature buck on a feed station. Not saying it can't happen, but it's just not natural. It's not natural to them for them to do that. So whatever's the most natural to a deer is obviously what they're going to do. So a feed station is not one of them. So yeah, multiple instances where trail cameras have fooled people. You know, like I said, they're a great tool. Just be careful and choose wisely on what your decision is going to be with that. Jay, trails for mature bucks, feeders for doe and younger bucks. Yeah, for sure. Younger bucks will hit the feed stations and does, but that mature buck, you know, he got mature for a reason. So feed stations, you know, you can probably see mature bucks on them every now and then, but like I said, it's not going to be their main food source. Jason, how long do you let your cams soak or you swap memory cards? In the off season, I typically wait about 3 weeks to a month. I don't like to check them very often during that off season. It just depends, really. I mean, if it's not in a, you know, like near a bedding area, you can kind of check them more often. During hunting season, I typically don't make a special trip just to check them. If I'm hunting a certain area, or you know, if I'm going in to hunt a certain tree stand or something, I have a trail camera there, then I'll go ahead and check it. But typically during hunting season, unless I'm on vacation or I'm going to be there for a few days, I may run through and check all the cameras and then decide on where to hunt. But like I said, it's just going to give you a general idea on where to hunt, but you just have to base that off of obviously wind direction, and there's so many factors that kind of play into it. You just can't go by one certain thing because you're just going to be fooled. So like I said, in the off season, maybe once a month, every 3 weeks, and then during hunting season, I typically don't make special trips to check them. You can kind of get away with that more if you check that trail camera according to wind direction. You try to stay as scent free as possible, blah 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 blah. But the more times you go in there, the more chance you have of disturbing the area. Huntinator, this was the conversation we just had from iFence in Texas an hour ago. Randy, ain't shed yet down here in North Carolina. Yeah, I haven't found any sheds either. I briefly looked in PA over the weekend and didn't find any sheds. I checked the trail cameras, and there was actually still bucks that had them, so they haven't fallen off yet. So hopefully they drop in the next few weeks, as I'm going to be down there doing some work on food plots. So hopefully I can find some. My slice of heaven outdoors. I know you like the Spy Point cameras. Do you know what the battery life is on the Force 10 and the Link Evo? Yes, this is the Link Evo here. Typically, you're going to get about 2 to 3 months on 8 AA batteries. Typically, if you use like the lithium batteries, you can get 3 to 4 months. It just depends on how many pictures you're getting, obviously, and if you're getting more nighttime pictures than you are daytime. Nighttime photos eat up more battery life than daytime photos. They do sell a rechargeable battery pack for these cameras, for the Spy Point cameras. Part number is LT9. That will give you an additional maybe month of battery, so you could get 4 to 5 months out of it. It just depends on what that ratio is between nighttime photos and daytime photos. But typically, I'd say 3 months to 4 months, something like that. Now the Force 10 is another story. The Force 10, you're looking at probably on picture mode, you're probably looking at about 12 to 14 months. The Force 10 is the most amazing battery life that I've ever seen on any trail camera. They've done some tests and stuff. Some people have actually gotten 16 months out of them. Again, it just depends on how many pictures that you're getting, you know, and what kind of batteries you're using. But rough guess is you'll get a good year out of them and never have to change them. I still have some Force 10s that are running right now that I haven't even, you know, had to put batteries in since last year. So I think since last April, they're still running strong. You know, I have 2 cameras down on the property now that are on time lapse mode, and I just checked it the other day, and they're taking, you know, 4,000 photos, 5,000 photos, 6,000 photos in the course of a month, and the battery life is still near 100%. So they're great cameras. The Force 10 was actually rated, I believe, the best trail camera for 2017. I believe it was 2017. But yeah, for $99, you can't beat it. Mike, any experience with solar panels as an energy source for cameras? I've never actually used a external solar panel for a trail camera, but SpyPoint does make a trail camera that has a built-in solar panel, which works great. Doesn't require any batteries, so you can set that camera out and not have to worry about it. It does have a spot in the back so you can put batteries in, but they're just there as a backup. So if that solar panel was to get some snow built up on it, you know, those AA batteries will take over until that snow melts off. Then the solar panel charges its own internal battery, which keeps that camera rolling. And the panel does not need direct sunlight; it just needs, you know, natural ambient lighting for it to actually charge. So it's a great camera. I think it's $100. I want to say it's $164. I could be off a few, but that's a good guess. Is about $164. I think I have like 5 or 6 of them. Never had a single issue with them. So again, trail cameras, good to use, bad to use at the same time. Not bad, but life from Michigan, I only get about 2 weeks battery life with my covert cellular camera. Yeah, that's unfortunate. 2 weeks is no good, but not telling you to buy the SpyPoint, but just from my experience with using them for 4 years, I can honestly say that you'll get at least 3 months battery life out of the Evo. So you can make your own decision with that. Ryan, what's up, buddy? I am doing great. Actually, I just put out 2 more of these, the Evos, on Saturday or Sunday, I believe. So I got a few pictures from them today. So yeah, and then also, speaking of that solar camera, here it is here. I was actually just getting pictures. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I was just getting pictures from there. There's a couple deer there, but that's the app there, and you know, great camera. So guys, I actually have to cut this stream short because my work phone is actually blowing up right now. I'm actually on call for work, unfortunately, so I actually have to end this live stream, but I want to say thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a brand new video coming out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as well, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And then this week I actually have more content, so I'll actually have another video on either Friday or Saturday. So please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and you're watching every single video so you don't miss anything. So thank you guys for watching the live stream. As always, please share this video, support the channel, and then Friday, the store section of our website will be available. So you'll be able to go to whitetailobsessionoutdoors.com and purchase t-shirts, some hats, and things like that. So thank you guys for watching again. Enjoy your night, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time.